Hi guys, so I'm outside at the minute in the garden, but I'm actually in the stable because it's so windy out there again. I don't think it would matter if I had a mic on or not, it would still get blustered around and a bit windswept. But it's gusty, it's really annoying. It's sort of, we've had thunder and lightning today, we've had hail, we've had rain, sort of sleet as well in between, obviously, where it's sort of trying to snow and trying to not. The sun's now out and it's really nice. It's sort of like 17 seasons in one day. It's crazy. So I took some pictures of the hail actually earlier on the grass, and a daisy which had the water droplets once it had melted on its petals and everything like that. And that was with the Sigma 105 macro, the DGDN macro. Really good lens actually. Really surprised on how good it is. I had the generation before as well, very good, but when I'd moved up the generations, the autofocus on video just wouldn't work. Even if you forced it, you know, by pushing the shutter button, just trying to make it focus, it just wouldn't. So that's one reason I got rid of it. But this one's much nicer. It's also got an aperture wheel as well. So I've been using this today a little bit, but also the 200-600, and there's been a buzzard buzzing around. Buzzing, a buzzing buzzard, which I've just managed to get a couple of shots of, but I had the macro lens on at the time, so I was quickly rushing to get that swapped over. Managed to get a couple of shots of him coming quite close actually, and I'd already got a couple of shots. It was further up, a bit higher up, they sort of swoop around, don't they, trying to get the thermals. It was probably about 100 meters up, I suppose, something like that. And I could still get him quite easily, but he came right down to about 40 meters, something like that. So I managed to get a much closer image, which was nice. Don't know what they're like, but it was a bit of a rush panic, kind of like, ooh, gotta get it. Also been photographing, we've got, I don't know what they are. I presume they're cherry trees. Got really nice white blossoms on them. And I put one little bird feeder up, and we're getting blue tits and great tits, and a few other birds as well, feeding off it. So sunflower hearts as the feeder, which works really well. And I haven't got to go too far from the house, which is good. I have still got the ones down the bottom of the woodland, which is about 250 meter walk. But at the moment it's so wet, I haven't bothered going down there really, just because it's so wet. But once it dries out a bit and I can get down there, I will do. I just don't want to end up in knee and deep in mud, which is, you know, not really ideal. But yeah, fantastic bit of kit this. The autofocus is actually working really well on the little birds. So I was photographing over by the tree a minute ago, which they're actually back now. And a couple of birds were down in the leaves where the brambles are and stuff like that. Sort of in the shade, but not in the shade. A little bit of sunlight hit them. That was quite nice. But the autofocus was working really well. I could hardly even see the bird. So that shows you how good they are. The technology is really, really good. So yeah, really pleased with that. But that moment of the buzzard appearing again right over top of me, it was like, oh, swap lens. You know, that's where the RX10 Mark IV is such a great camera for a lot of us just to have with you. And I mean, it's indoors at the moment, obviously. I didn't bother bringing it out, but I kind of wish I had, because I could have just had the buzzard really easily with no drama and no rushing around trying to swap a lens without, you know, getting a bad hook up on your lens to body. So yeah, it was a little bit of panic mode, and he or she flew literally straight over the top of me. So just about got it, but only just. If I had the RX10, I could have probably spent a bit more time and actually got the bird actually coming towards me and up and over, where I only really got it directly above me. So, but it is one of those things. We can't have everything. But yeah, so where's where I am at the moment? I'm in the stable, just because it's a bit sheltered, so that's good. I was thinking about actually using this as a bit of a hide, because I could, because we've got a bit of fencing and stuff like that. I could put some feeding and stuff here. The birds would land on the fence there and stuff like that. That could be quite cool, or something like that. I'm not really sure. And you can shoot from under cover. But I may do that later on in the year or something like that as we get back into winter. Put something here, maybe even put a branch or something so it kind of looks like draw some holes in it and the birds will come and feed there. But not really sure yet. So ooh, it is really sunny now. Going by that. Yeah, so that was another thought. There's lots and lots of ideas I've got. It's just at the moment not enough time in the day. And the thing is with me, as a photographer, a lot of photographers just concentrate on one thing. So they might do weddings, they might do products and stuff like that. They might just do, but I kind of love a bit of everything. I love to experiment and love to mess around, and I love the portraiture, I love the products, I love the wildlife, and being out and about, and having all these different lenses costs a lot of money, and the cameras and everything. But it's such a good thing to do for your mental health and everything like that. But I just go up every morning, I just want to pick the camera up, and it's it's the excitement of trying to capture that next shot that hopefully is going to be better than the one before, or something a little bit unique that no one's really caught before, or you've never managed to capture. But yeah, it's definitely different, that's for sure, and it's always a bit of a challenge. I'm just watching the birds now. Right, you can see there. Got a bird on the feeder, but it's in the shade, which is completely pointless. And the sun's gone in anyway. A little bit of fighting. So I've actually got it on tracking, but I've got it on tracking center, so I can literally lock onto the birds, move around, and hopefully capture them. But what I tend to do is land on the little branches and stuff. There's one down on the fence. Oh right, there's something. Let's see if it was I thought it might have been a wren. It's quite a long way away. We just need. Oh, there we go. Oh, you bugger. He's trying to. Where is he? One in the distance. Oh, they've buggered off. Where are they going? Thing is, it's quite windy. We just need some sunshine back. It'd be nice. We've got a massive cloud cover coming. Got one down here. Through the trees. Can't get him. Beat it. The trouble with the tracking, it seems to, if you have it in tracking, it sort of sometimes just doesn't want to go where you want it to go. We're on the tree in the background. I think that's some kind of sparrow type. Kind of in the tree. But you get my idea. I can literally stand this far away. I'm not that far away at all, which is cool. And we've got something there now, which is have a little feed, but we just need some sunshine. Would be nice. I don't want them on the feeder at all because it's just a bit of a pointless shot. If they're stood on a branch properly, it's quite good. Ideally, I want to sit and get a bit closer. Would be nice. With birds. I'm actually going to come off the tracking and just go to zone normal. loads have just come in. We've got one up there. Oh, I missed him. He's on the feeder, but I don't really want him on the feeder. Thing is, they come and go so quick. They only pick up one seed, and it's, let's say, a pecking order thing. It's pretty mad. Where is he? There he is, hiding behind the. This is the trouble. They hide behind. There he is. But unfortunately, the thing's in shot. And sometimes the blue tits, they seem to get off the feeder. I just strip the sunflower heart and then eat the bits and then throw it away. Put it on there, like he's just about gone. Which is cool. That's kind of what I'm doing at the moment, guys. It's a bit of peace and quiet, really. It's just nice to stand out here and watch the wildlife do its thing. The fact you're helping it survive, and you know, little animals like the blue tits and stuff can be, you know, very rare sometimes. And the good thing is the cats don't really seem to come out here this bit. They're more interested in the mice, which is good because we've got loads of grass and fields, so they bring a mice in every now and again, and a rabbit. So yeah, it's cool. Right, I'm going to carry on snapping and I'll catch you later. So back to the buzzards, or the buzzard flying about. This shot here is when it flew over me, and I thought, fine, okay, and then it just suddenly soared off across the land and ended up about 250 metres away on the edge of the woodland, which I'm guessing is roughly where it probably perches up and everything. Might have a nest down there. I need to have a bit of an investigation. But this shot here, it went behind the trees, and I thought, okay, has the camera still stayed on that? So I zoomed in, and I was like, that's still in focus. Like, obviously it's going through branches and stuff like that, and I thought, do you know what, that's 250 plus metres away, and the A1 has still stayed on it. I thought, that's impressive. I know all cameras today have got some really good autofocus, but that was just still blew my mind that it was actually tracking it that far. Bird just launched itself off that branch in the background. Just managed to capture it. This is one of my favourite shots from the day. The light was really lovely, and that bird there just facing the sun, which was really nice, and just chirping away. I did get a little bit of dust on the sensor there, as you can see on the right hand side of the plane. That is when I was rushing to swap lenses from macro lens to the 200 to 600. So I've just given it a quick blow and it's come off and gone away. So no real dramas there, but it just shows it's worth having the old blower in the bag. Birdie here, I went for a diagonal across on the branch, which worked quite nicely, and a random duck come flying past with a little bit of reflection there on its wing, from considering the sun is on the left, and it's obviously just a bit of sunlight's bouncing off it, lighting inside its wing. So I thought it was quite cool. That's a massive crop in, by the way, guys, so it's not brilliant quality, but I just thought it's worth showing. Next video, I'm actually just going to do it right now, carry on, and it will be the series of photos I've taken this afternoon, and how many pictures have I taken versus how many pictures have I actually decided to edit. So check that video out now when you see it pop up, and don't forget to click the subscribe button, little notification bell as well, and I'll see you soon. Feel free to leave comments and questions. I shall do my best to answer them. I'll see you soon.